And welcome back, everybody, to another day and the final day of Watch Over Palestine. We have been covering such a fantastic tournament for the entire weekend, already reaching our goal three times over now, over $3,000, 3,300 actually, I believe. And we're just there to the 3,500 marker as well. I'm joined by Ben, and we're covering Orbital versus LavaLillies. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, this should be pretty fun. This is our semi-final single elimination. Four teams qualify it out of like 10 or 12. I think maybe more than that actually from the Swiss stage. Single elim today. This is your 2-3 matchup. And both of these teams did a lot of trolling in the Swiss stage. Something you understand about this tournament is ultimately our goal is to raise money for UNRWA. And so because of that, a lot of players have been incentivized through donations to do things like Ajax on purpose. I saw a player called Caramel do that about 6 times yesterday during a match. Now, of course, in these types of tournaments, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a purposeful and an accidental Ajax, but definitely stay on the lookout for that. I know both of these teams have some interesting donation incentives. The tank player for LavaLillies is going to donate 2 or 5 euro every time she messes up her ult as a tank player, so potentially a lot of opportunities to raise money for a very important cause in this match.
Oh, 100%. Jasmine herself said, listen, if I miss a shatter, if I die with Primal, if I all of these little things as a tank player, she will be donating money towards the towards our Chapter 5, which of course you can also donate. You can also do a special point donation in the chat to go to our Chapter 5 link and donate any amount of money towards the great cause that of course we're putting on for Watch Over Palestine. And again, so close to that 3,500 marker. And this is exactly what we're doing. We're supporting UNRWA here, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know we're trying to help our people out there. So with this, we're going to be supporting them directly with our donations, with our support as well. So please, please, please go donate. You can see in the bottom we have $3,346 even out of 35,000. Mind you, I believe then we started with 1,000, right? The humble 1,000, little something to get over there for UNRWA, and we've tripled, almost quadrupled that amount. So again, thank you so much to Overwatch community. Thank you so much to all of friends, family, producers, talent, everybody that gave a little bit of money over. Also, there's some rewards for donating. There's also $3 stickers for everybody that donates over $3. And then we have some of these really fun incentives. You have Pat's Mercy Adventures. We have Ajax Edition Caramel. We have Yasu's Pick a Hero. We have Rain Skin Bundle. Shoutouts to Rain. That's my go. And we have Carbon's Battle Pass raffle entry. So lots of fun stuff. Please go donate immediately if you can.
Lots of fun things up for grabs in those donation incentives. Not sure if any of the pay me to Ajax rewards are in the final four. Maybe that's correlation between Ajaxing on purpose and not making it to the third and final day. But we should be getting into our semi-final match pretty shortly between these two squads. And mostly kind of, if you're just tuning in for the first time, a lot of these players are in the sort of masters low GM range, so feel free to make whatever predictions you want for the type of gameplay you're going to see based on that. But nothing too silly, I think, except for the Bastion one trick on the side of Orbital Burgbardment that also sometimes doesn't play Bastion. So expect the unexpected from Bastion only.
Oh, 100%. So here are our rosters. Orbital Bombardment coming in with what we've been seeing all weekend. LavaLillies is coming in with a reunited roster after going their separate ways post-Call Rising Finals and now coming back just for this event. Very excited to see these two teams go head-to-head here. I'm excited to see Bastion only personally. I love Bastion. I love Bastion. And whether or not we see Bastion or not, it just kind of depends on where we go, what bands we see, or not bands, what maps we see, things like that. And also at the end of the day, it's for a good cause. So whether people want to have fun and, troll a little bit, that's a-okay, as long as we're still supporting what Watch Over Palestine is all about. Either way, Let's get into the nitty gritty of it all. What have we been seeing in the past couple of days, especially not even just from the pro scene, but also just here in Over Palestine? We've been seeing a lot of Kirikos, Lucios, Ajaxes as well. Lots of hazards, lots of different compositions. So, Ben, as someone who was here yesterday, what can you kind of give us some insight about into what kind of composition we can play on, especially starting things off on Saravasa?
Yeah, a lot of teams have been drifting back towards Tracer Kiriko Wuyang compositions. That has kind of been not like the singularly most common thing, but that's sort of the median composition that we've been seeing really across the entire world. And then you'll see like Lucio, Brig, and other places. But at the same time, on a map like Flashpoint can really be advantageous for more aggressive, fast-paced styles of play. Burgbardment, I believe, has the first map pick, and they picked Saravasa, a map that they only played once during Swiss and they lost it. So definitely taking a bit of a swing there, especially because in this tournament, there's basically no rules for the map picks. People got to vote on the maps selected for Hybrid Escort and Control with donations. We raised over $900 just through people voting on maps. But besides that, the order of the map modes doesn't matter. You can repeat the same map type, doesn't matter. So we could do Saravasa map 1 and then go to New Junk City for map 2. And we do have hero bands coming in as well, if we want to show that to the audience.
Yes, we sure do. LavaLillies comes in first with the Torbjorn ban, and Orbital decides to respond with a Mercy ban. So we did see a little bit of Tor play, I believe, yesterday as well, and on the
That
City,
was
right?
that was a donation incentive.
Talk to me.
That was Yasu playing money because somebody donated. That was playing money. That was Yasu playing Torbjorn because somebody donated $20, I believe. And so I don't know what the purpose of the Torbjorn ban is here. I haven't watched LavaLillies play, so I don't know if that's something that they actually, would want to ban out. But the Mercy ban is like the most obvious protect ban / troll. I always think if you're doing a protect ban, you can be like a little bit more impactful than just banning Mercy, even if you're going to ban like BAP or Moira or like, Brig, something that is a protect ban but maybe has a little bit more value.
Oh, 100%. And you can already see the rosters coming out from both of our teams here. The Ball versus the Diva, so Dive versus Dive. One does go over to the Reaper, though, that being Overwhelm. And again, the Mercy Band is coming to fruition, but either way, we see Starlo coming through on Moira, so not going to have that speed accompaniment for Orbital Burgbardment. But LavaLillies already set up pretty solid, pretty well on Marketplace, as we are waiting for Orbital to come through in some way, shape, or form. High ground already taken up by Ray, by Blood Bunny, by Mochi. Taiko is also up there, and with that being said, it looks like Orbital are having a little bit of a meeting in their spawn room area.
They did this in the match that I casted them yesterday. They just sort of trolled out of spawn on Flashpoint. Also worth noting here, Overwhelm, typically a tank player. We've seen them play tank, DPS, and support in this tournament so far. June, though, very much known as like a Wrecking Ball main, so she's actually on her best hero.
Oh, 100%. And again, it comes down to how these dives are going to happen. One disruptive, one a little bit more stable, right, with the Diva instead. So with that being said, fight has now gone forward. Finally, half of the equipment given in favor of LavaLillies. And not just Taiko, but Ray also falling down right after the Kiriko player. Mochi does get the reversal onto Arakio, but with that being said, you're down forces for LavaLillies. You're really overly relying on getting some of these remaining picks to make it even again. And we're trying, we get 2 for 2. We lose Lilac in the meantime, so they're gonna be in the spawn room trying to come back, and LavaLillies decide, we're gonna regroup. We have 85 of the objective in our favor. We can take this and let it go.
Yeah, that 85% didn't actually come from them winning a team fight, by the way. That just came from Orbital Burgbardment emoting in spawn. This Moira Kiri backline is really, really difficult to kill on Flashpoint maps. I think I heard Capitology call it the glitch comp, this ball Kiri Moira, just because all those characters can kind of just glitch out of existence and out of your line of sight really quickly.
I think we're seeing it come to fruition. I mean, unfortunately, that first fight did come in the favor of June, of getting a power drive commitment alongside Cheesy onto Ray and taking the Sojourn out of the fight so early in that regard. So suddenly, 60% given to Orbital Burgbardment, and they built up a good array of ultimates. They have the Kitsune Rush. They're already in LavaLillies' spawn area, so LavaLillies has to really force their way through, and they're gonna come in for the rotation, and it's gonna be completely interrupted by Orbital Burgbardment. LavaLillies thought that there was gonna be any sort of little bit of leeway to get through this fight, but it's not gonna happen without some casualties. 1, 2 go down. There's the bomb, and it destroyed Overwhelm after the Death Blossom.
Yeah, unfortunately that kill coming, I think, a little bit too late. June's gonna pop the minefield and get a kill for it, but maybe a little bit of overkill. Yeah, a lot of LavaLillies' success on this map is really gonna come down to Ray's ability to get railgun shots onto the supports. And so far she hasn't done that yet, as that's a rough stagger kill onto Blood Bunny, aka Jasmine. If you hear us call her Jasmine, that's why.
Okay. It is really a tough stagger, right? You know, Blood Bunny has to come back, going 25% to the Diva Bomb as well. Everyone else from LavaLillies, though, they have 4 ultimates to go work with, and they're gonna be down 1! Lilac, they're gonna be called out early by Arcaixo, and with that being said, no Tracer. I mean, we gotta supplement that a little bit with an overclock from Ray. Will it be enough, though? Starlo called out without a fade, and we also get the reversal onto the Kiriko, so no supports online for Orbital Bombardment, but will Ray stay alive through this Power Driver? I think we surely will. LavaLillies coming back into the fray as the point of Guardian has opened up. Blood Bunny herself is in the fray, trying to only one against this Reaper with sub 200 health, finally getting some support, finally gonna see some presence from LavaLillies, but still need to get the flip here.
Yeah, Ray has not been able to find that much value on the Sojourn, finally showing up in the kill feed in that last fight. I think the most kind of optimal thing that you would see a lot of players do here is swap over to Cassidy or maybe Freya. Cassidy able to more effectively deal with that glitchy backline, and then Freya a little bit more resistant to the dives with her mobility. But there you go, finally doing what I was saying before about getting a pick onto the supports.
Oh, and she sure does. What a beautiful rail shot onto the Moira. So Starlo not going to be able to use coalescence here, but the rush coming in from Orbital might be just what we need. But wait, what a save of the Diva Bomb, and there's no remake for her. LavaLillies goes down for the count against the side of Overwhelm. But even though we got rid of the tank, even though we were able to kind of disrupt the facilities of LavaLillies, we are still in the fight for Orbital. Taiko, unfortunately, couldn't teleport back to their team, so she's down as well. What a funny engagement for Orbital Bombardment. Okay, can they walk on this?
I don't know. That was poor Taiko. As you see, she started to activate teleport, but just fell into the water before she could finish it. It's weird. LavaLillies is up to almost 99%. It hasn't really felt like they've won a fight convincingly. That might be the start of a convincing fight win for them, with Lilac getting the kill onto RKXO.
Oh, we sure will, and I love that Mochi also uses sound barrier, but
no.
there's nothing to mitigate
Never
this.
mind.
That's awesome. I know, Ben. I just saw
Never mind.
You know, at the end.
What if you wanted to get a clean fight win, but Overwhelm said die, die, die?
The area has been cleared.
So Starlo now coming up with a coalescence along with June getting back to another minefield. This is going to make it really, really difficult for LavaLillies to push. Ray now over to the Cassidy like we said she might do before, but they're going to lose their Tracer before they can even start the fight.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for Lilac. I mean, trying so hard to stay alive in engagement, 95%. The mines are in the spawn room. LavaLillies and Taiko, again, no switch set to be seen. No anchor to rely on. Gonna be the victim of the minefield, and Orbital Bombardment also gonna have another slight stagger onto Blood Bunny. Not gonna get the cheeky remake there, but it's a 2-0 so far for Orbital Bombardment.
I think June might have been, as much as a Wrecking Ball can shake ass, I think June might have been sort of showing Wrecking Ball's butt to Jasmine there while staggering her. Kind of unfortunate. Starlo still has the coalescence for the next fight, and it doesn't matter. They don't even need to use ultimates because they're getting pre-fight kills onto the enemy supports.
I'm sorry, I got flashbanged by that beautiful, your beautiful quote there. But you're right, you know, and it really does look like Orbital Bombardment are just really
Shout out Blizzard Star.
running through this Sarabasa map, and as Palace does open up, it's gonna be Overwhelm pretty much taking the point single-handedly while LavaLillies is trying to regroup with themselves. Oh, Starlo comes in as well, still holding on to Coalescence, by the way.
Yeah. June, all by the way, 71, 72, 75% to another minefield, as Blood Buddy's gonna get burned down so quickly inside the Kitsune Rush. So hard for her to stay alive when facing all that frontward pressure.
I know, but even though that she does get all that pressure put onto herself, she's able to get the remake with the Diva Bomb, and there's a trade that does happen. Mochi goes down over, I believe, was also taken down early on by Ray in that engagement, so with that being said, June, as you mentioned, has another impeccable minefield on the field here, but of course, Ray's gonna be right there to mitigate that ball, get it out of the way, and now it's just a matter of cleaning up the opposition for LavaLillies. Can they get rid of this Moira? What a transition! Can they get rid of the rest of the team here? LavaLillies get the flip here. Wait, Overwhelm is walking. Hold on, the aura walk is crazy. Wait, where's my observer? We're aura walking.
Yeah, Mochi able to get a flip on the flashpoint, but I don't think it's going to really amount to much, as Overwhelm was able to just menacingly walk onto the point, and yeah, they're going to retake right there, so bit of a phantom point cap from LavaLillies. They are going to have Sound Barrier. Starlo still holding on to this Coalescence. Gotta use it at some point, or maybe not if you don't need to use it, you know, just style on them.
They gave LavaLillies, like, Over Bombardment gave LavaLillies a big head start, and they're gonna give them a head start in keeping this point in their favor. Hold on, 2 down in favor of LavaLillies. Can they get the rest? Can they get rid of Overwhelm before popping this Death Blossom? We will get 2 despite the efforts of Blood Bunny trying to use the defense matrix, and Mochi Please comes in, or Mochi Play, excuse me, comes in with the Sound Barrier as well. Will it be enough? Well, they did proc up and build up the Diva Bomb, but behind the fountain there, it finds not a single head, not a single body, and with Cheesy and Overwhelm still in the engagement, and Starlo just now coming back into the fray here. Orbital Bombardment will be able to come back and at least keep this fight lasting a whole lot longer. But Starlo finally procs this very offensive Coalescence, and with that being said, Orbital and Burgbardment, I'm pretty sure, confidently take the 3-0 of Sarabasa.
Listen, I don't want to criticize a specific player in a charity tournament, but during that last fight, I'm pretty sure Mochi just watched Overwhelm kill 2 members of LavaLillies with Death Blossom while she had Sound Barrier. Like, she just was sort of stood there on the high ground and watched the whole thing happen. It's like Millhouse when Bart's factory falls over. It's like, yeah, I watched the whole thing happen. First it started falling over, then it fell over. And it's like, well, you were supposed to do something about it, not just watch.
I'm so sorry. I was watching the play of the game, and I thought it was gonna be the Coalescence at the end. I was like, oh, he popped off one pole, he got play of the game. No, it was
it was the start of the game with a 2-kill. Yeah, the Moira Kiri thing, I feel like you only ever see it, and I mean no disrespect from this, but at the highest levels, I think you only tend to see it from, like, kind of weak teams. Like, Dildox like to play it. Like, I've seen it in Pacific.
Yes.
And it's not terrible, it's not bad, it's more just that, like, there are other backlines that are better, but you can get a lot of value from it, I think, especially on Flashpoint, just because those two heroes. I tried to say heroes and characters, and ended up saying, like, characters. Those two heroes are both really, really slippery, and they heal in similar ways, right? I often, you know, if I'm in a ranked game down in, like, high gold and my support is playing Kiriko and, like, not really doing any damage, I'm like, just play Moira. Like, she heals the same thing. She heals in front of her. It's less range, but, you know, you're a little more survivable with the fade, so it's almost like having 2 Kirikos in a way.
No, it is, and I think that, especially on Sarabasa, especially with even just Flashpoint in general, being slippery is such a good feat to have, and I love when you first called this Ball Reaper Kiriko Moira competition as a glitch kind of comp. You're right, because you'll look at one for 1 second and they're all gone or they're all there. So it becomes so much more difficult for LavaLillies to actually pin down who to go for, what to dive onto, and you saw some swaps come in specifically from Ray, going from Soj over to Cassidy, maybe to mitigate a little bit of that movement factor with Hinder Nade, but it just wasn't gonna come to fruition because unfortunately, as much as Cassie loves to kind of be that stopping force for a Tracer, for a Venture, for so many dive characters, he's also unfortunately a character that is so weak to coordinated dives. You have one movement ability, that being roll, and it's like, okay, Cassie has no roll, go get him. And so with Ray, trying to find something that works, unfortunately, LavaLillies will be going down the 0-3 on Cervasa. So Orbital Burgbardment looking real good right now.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I think like it's easy, or it's not really super productive to like talk about perk picks, but the Cassidy Silver Bullet pick is really strong in a lot of cases, but I wonder if into the ball glitch backline specifically, it maybe isn't quite as ideal, because you really need to be landing headshots to get a lot of value with it, and wonder if like that burst damage of Fan the Hammer might be better against a hero like Wrecking Ball. As our next map is going to be Circuit Royal, picked by the LavaLillies. And, okay, the bans here are kind of crazy. So, LavaLillies ban Bastion.
Oh no.
And then Orbital Burgbardment is going to ban the Orisa, which is kind of odd because Jasmine, I believe, is a known Orisa hater. So, Orbital Burgbardment may be lacking some, maybe deficient in the scouting department, and not realizing that they're banning a hero that the enemy tank player doesn't really like to play anyway. And also, by the way, I just want to shout out, we do also have an A stream going on Bad Pachimari League on Twitch. They are doing the other EU semifinal. Go check that stream out. It has Casa Rain versus versus Sniffles and Daydreams. There you go. I'm very knowledgeable. I know all of the teams, clearly.
So on that note of the Orisa ban, I have been a victim of the Jasmine Orisa before in Calling All Heroes, and I remember when they buffed her in the middle of the week, and I had to deal with the extended Terror Surge distance, and I was like,
oh.
Yeah, I got clipped by that.
I also might
around a wall.
I might be also remembering Jasmine's hatred for Overwatch 1 Orisa.
Possibly.
Because I've known her, yeah. So I remember her being a big, like, double, like, shield comp hater circa, like, 2021.
Checks out, actually.
But,
Circuit level shield is kind of nasty.
Dude, can you imagine if we still had, if people could still play Overwatch 1 Orisa with Sigma on Circuit Royale? Do
you love yourself, like, a little bit? Like, you don't have to imagine it. It's not real anymore.
I love the thing you have to know about me is that my favorite Overwatch meta to watch was the Ashe Genji double shield. Not like that Rush comp double shield from 2019. I'm talking about the BAP Brig double shield. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah, like it was like Orisa, Sigma, usually like a combination of Genji, Ashe, Echo, and Tracer, and then like BAP Brig or like Mercy BAP. That was awesome. That was such a high skill comp, and I feel like people never gave it the credit it deserved because whenever they thought of double shield, they thought of the horrible version with like Doomfist Reaper and Moira.
The trauma version.
But both sides look like they're going to be running out on the Reinhardt. We loved Overwhelm loves to play this, seeing a role swap, actually a big role swap here. Starlo out, Fiend in, Overwhelm over to tank, June over to DPS. LavaLillies running the same thing, and Orbital Burgbardment once again starting off the match with some aura farming with the pedal platform.
I love it. I love some Life Hero play. I love some Ryan play as well. A reminder, any missed shatters, Jasmine Blood Bunny, aka, will be giving a €5 donation to the pool. So let's miss some shatters, baby! Orbital Burgbardment honoring the Ryan mirror as well, but the backline being the more stable Ana and the Lucio, more slow Ana and Lucio versus the Life Hero and the Juno. Very interesting indeed, but Blood Bunny going so low with the one... with the My Hero Academia skin, of course. Either way, nice full hold here from Orbital Burgbardment. Super close, but here's a slam, and both tanks are down for momentarily as we are seeing some pressure be put onto the back line.
miscommunication there. You saw Mochi, it looked like Taiko was trying to toss Biotic Grenade onto Mochi, and then Mochi moved out of the way. Pharah Hanzo is interesting. It just seems like we just want to break the shield as much as possible. I don't know how much value you're going to get out of the Ana here compared to if you were playing like a BAP or a Kiriko. That was an Earth Shatter. That was a worst. That was certainly one of the Earth Shatters of all time.
Hey, I got Taiko.
It did? It did. Did Jasmine's Shatter get anybody? I actually couldn't tell.
I don't know, because I saw both shatters go on. I saw one stun on Taiko.
Okay.
I didn't see a stun on anyone else from Burgbardment. So, yep, there she goes. $5
Blood Bunny
charity.
checks, $5 Mochi walks into a Fire Strike. That's unfortunate. Orbital Burgbardment coming up on double support ultimates. The reason I say the Ana might be a little bit questionable is because it's going to be really easy for June to just TP onto the Ana and blow her up, compared to how easy it's going to be for Orbital Burgbardment's backline to peel for their tank.
Whoa! Nano onto Lilac, goes and pulls
Just
out
to
the
save her, yeah.
barrage, and it finds nothing. I mean, Lilac now, you know, they are at a very low percentage and they're being looked at. But of course, like you said, this might be a good time to put some pressure onto that shield. And I do see June coming in with the Death Blossom. And I fear June, yes, the area has been cleared. Taiko, she goes down. Lilac follows after their brethren. And with that being said, Orbital Burgbardment once again hold on to the first point of Circuit Royale with just a minute and a half to spare.
Yeah, Overwhelm is a Reinhardt main in the same way that June is a Ball main. You see them just swapping off. Now it's June on Reaper duty. Orbital Ray coming out for Fiend, and that's going to be a quick elimination onto Lilac's Pharah.
Oh, they're in there. Man, they're like in their spawn area. What can LavaLillies do? We lose Lilac in the engagement. We have Overwhelm, who is, of course, aura farming, as always, on the Reinhardt. 95% to another Shatter, up about 40% than Blood Bunny's very own ult charge here. That's all we have, though. There's nothing else online for these people. And there is a Shatter. There is a stun onto Blood Bunny, and she is going to be completely ravaged down by these storm arrows from Cheesy.
They just put a bunny in a blender. How could you do that? That's so cruel.
Oh, they did it.
Approaching.
Can we do it here?
Approaching the final fight here. Yeah, RKXO coming up pretty close to another tree. They were able to get a lot of value out of it the last time defensively. Mochi dies before the fight even starts again.
Okay, but at least we have a trade. You know, we got June out of the way, out of the Reaper, so that's actually really good because June was so close to this Death Blossom. So we're not gonna have it online at least for the first part of this possible last fight here. We are walking in with a Nano, we're walking in with a Bola shot. It has to come up to somebody, and who's gonna rip it first? Blood Bunny also just now getting the Shatter online as well. So this is a really good advantage state for LavaLillies. We just have to make sure to layer our ultimates one at a time. The Nano starts things off onto Jasmine, and there's the hammer down. It finds. I don't think it found anybody again.
I don't know if it hit anybody, but I even if it didn't, I would definitely not call that a no value Shatter. I had this argument with my co-caster the other day about whether a Shatter that didn't hit anybody but moved people out of the way could get value. That is a big barrage from Lilac. Tree goes down. Overwhelm is overwhelmed. There you go. I said the thing. LavaLillies finally turning the tide on their attack.
Yo, I have to give all kudos to Taiko for a fat anti-nade that she was able to throw out into the field, giving Lilac that barrage win there. And mind you, we're going to continue to push this cart easily into the checkpoint of point B. And here's another 2.5 minutes for LavaLillies to play with.
Yeah, RKXO used Tree of Life at some point during that. Hi, Monty. What? I don't get a high? Okay, I see how it is.
Hi, guys.
It's fine. I've only known you, Jasmine, for like 5 years. It's fine. Fiend coming up with another big Orbital Ray alongside Overwhelm's Earth Shatter. That combination could be really lethal. Blood Buddy's going to need to be very careful with her shield here.
I mean, Overwhelm has Shatter, though, so that should have to be important. We blocked it! Oh, she blocked it every single day that we missed the pin! But it's okay, the space has been made! And that wasn't even Jasmine, that was Overwhelm coming back to the team.
Yeah, that's exactly what she needed to do with the shield. Here comes the Orbital Ray, re-push for Orbital Burgbardment. Perfect sound barrier, though.
Oh, what a sleep! Look at this! The momentum is shifting so heavily in favor of LavaLillies. There goes Fel, there goes Fine, there goes Overwhelmed. Cheesy gets the one up onto Lilac, but it doesn't really matter. Tycho trying to save her fellow support player while Ray pops in with the bola shot and gets the remainder of Cheesy's lifespan out of the way. LavaLillies the cart. LavaLillies the cart. Tycho! Thank you. The cart's now moving.
Yeah, great team fight from LavaLillies. That is definitely the best fight they've played in this series so far. Just great ult usage, great kite, great peel. Nano boost and barrage used. Not sure if they were on the same page there, but Jasmine is going in. Yeah, it looks like she has the speed boost perk from Tycho with the nano there, so able to zoom all the way forward with that charge as you saw.
Oh,
another Earth Shatter. Okay, yeah, I don't know how Lilac died, but so this is the point of the map where the Life Weaver I think starts to become a little bit less effective. I think RKXO is probably just staying for the tree, but after this, I would definitely advise a swap to like Lucio or BAP.
Possibly, especially for third point. I love seeing some shots from third point to stay a little more stable and play this pool air a lot more. You can see LavaLillies trying to bully their ways up there. A little bit hello-hi exchange from the Reinhardts, of course, but my fear is please don't accidentally get off this part of the map here. I love
Overwhelm's totally going to go for the environmental.
Oh,
if you know anything about Overwhelm, they are gunning for that.
I'm gunning for the bullet shot. Actually, here it comes, and the Tree of Life does get prodded instead. Blood Bunny going so low, sub 50 HP, by the way, trying to mitigate any sort of pressure, but the hammer down does come through, finds two stuns, at least not two eliminations, unfortunately, as it is going to be the reversal. Both Blood Bunny and Ray will be going back over to the spawn room, and Bombardment comes in with a fat shatter that finds Tycho all the way out by their lonesome.
Well, that coin emote is that's a very, very good post-kill taunt. Big ults, not quite yet online. I think you're going to see Orbital Ray, potentially Dragon Blades from both sides towards the end of this fight, but it's going to be the neutral Reinhardt battle to start things off. Overwhelm on the negative side of that at first, but it's going to get pulled away by RKXO.
And shout out to Cedro for the $25 donation. Thank you so much. And let's see what we can do in the last 30 seconds of Secret Royale. It'll be down, the Reinhardt down, the Ana, the pin comes in, the stun comes through. Ray is being body blocked by Overwhelm in just the small room to the left side of the hotel. With that being said, we have 15 seconds. What magic can we make for LavaLillies?
You're going to be looking to build this shatter as quickly as possible for both sides. That is huge, the early kill onto Overwhelm. June now probably going to have to go desperate with the blade, and she dies to Ray's take aim shot. So, one more fight, I think, for both sides. Whoever wins this should not win the map, but like, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, bestie. We have the Orbital coming through. The scatter shot takes care of Blood Bunny in the meantime. Orbital passes through the objective. Lilac comes in with the Dragon Blade, and we dip, in fact, put Lilac back in. It was just to take care of Cheesy, as Tycho and Lilac are finally down for the count. We do see Ray, the only body standing for LavaLillies, but not for very long. It's gonna be a hold here on third, but what an impressive push from the LavaLillies.
Yeah, it really looked like, honestly, I thought they were going to get full held on first, but they didn't. And I think a lot of that really has to do with Tycho and Jasmine able to sync up their aggressions and their cooldown usage, particularly like the Bionade, but also, I mean, Jasmine blocking that shatter on point B genuinely is, honestly, I think is the only reason that they were able to push as far as they did. Like, obviously, they won team fights after that, but that was the turning point, I think.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I love seeing a block shatter. In general, it's such a big brain play to see happen in real time. So, with that being said, now we have Over Burgbardment coming up on the attack, kind of seeing a little bit of a mirror match here. We're seeing the Hanzo once again from Cheesy and Lila. Now we're seeing the Ana mirror between Orbital and LavaLillies as well. Ray on Ashe. I love Ashe. A little bit of a weaker character in terms of the general pool of DPS characters on Circle Royale. You usually want to see Widowmaker Widowmaker or a Hanzo or even a Freya instead. But to see the Ashe, I like it. I think Bob will be really, really impactful for a lot of these kind of tight-knit engagements, especially on the latter half of First Point Circuit Royale.
Double, okay, Ana Lifeweaver is odd. I mean, I don't think it's bad, you just don't see it a lot. Oh, I love this. They tried to do this yesterday and it did not work. But this time, it does. They're able to get a kill. They lose Cheesy, but, I mean, 2 kills there, that's exactly what you need from that kind of first push.
Oh, for sure. And mind you, Orbital Bombardment only just now kind of moving the objective a little bit here, but they did in fact make some space up and forcing some swaps. Mochi plays, however, popping finding June in the meantime in the small little room on the left side of this area right now. So with that being said, Orbital Bombardment, thankfully they have the spawn room advantage, so they're going to be able to come back soon enough. But how dare you pick a Hanzo in neutral? Lilac finds a headshot easily onto Lifeweaver. Can we find the reversal from Cheesy? I think not. We're going to regroup and restabilize.
Yeah, Hanzo Ashe is an interesting pair, kind of a poor man's double sniper. But, I mean, I kind of like it. It works here. Poor man's double sniper against double Shimada. We'll see who comes out on top. Lilac's already at a Dragon Strike, first ult online for LavaLillies, and it's one that could really help them clear this corner.
Oh, we're gonna use it early on, but it's a little bit of a off angle here, so it does separate the back line from the front line over them a little bit by the lonesome on the objective itself. But either way, will it be enough as a car is stalled under the tunnel, under the bridge, excuse me, and nothing else to boot? I mean, Fane has, of course, the Ana Nano. Will it be enough to push through?
Not sure what the best nano target is here. Probably the Rein or the Genji. That is a nano. Genji in neutral, Lilac obliterated. The Dragon Blade coming out just for good measure. That's a 4K from June with a nano Genji nano blade. The Dragon Blade at the end.
Huh?
Okay, that was talk about excessive. That was bug gone. Overwhelm saw a bug on the ground. It had to. Oh my god.
Did she get it? Okay. I thought it was Jasmine coming back from the spawn room with.
Yeah,
the pin.
I think
my
got
bad.
confused.
It was overwhelmed popping up.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't just me, at least. I'm glad it was also both of us that were like, was that Jasmine? No, it was not Jasmine.
Yeah, that was one of Overwhelm just shattered. They also shattered before they even capped. Taika with an early rush, but they're gonna lose both DPS.
Oh my god. Just for the fun of it all, the grip comes in though, and Mochi plays kind of too far in there. Gets completely shut down by Fane, and Blood Bunny also a little bit too far as well. 3.5 minutes on Circuit Royale. Dragon Strike online, Tree left online, no numbers though for LavaLillies. Yeah,
Mott, I think you missed the fact that Blood Bunny shattered Overwhelm while Overwhelm was just emoting.
Oh, I didn't.
And that despite that, the card is still pushing. Cheesy looking to set up a damaging Dragon Strike here. Really wants to get some kills instead of just zoning.
Oh, sneaky dragons come in. They actually intertwine a bit, going crossway on the objective. Dynamite on the Hanzo. Can Ray pop off and find the kill onto Cheesy? We sure will. Cheesy go down easy. Back over to the spawn room.
Yeah, Ray, from what I've watched her in, especially mainly in Calling All Heroes, I think Ashe is her best hero. And Ashe hasn't really been in the meta a ton recently, so any opportunity that she gets to play the Deadlock Gang sharpshooter, I think she's gonna take.
I will say, Orbital does still have the Light Tree of Life. We also do have an advantage on, we got it, my bad. We did try, we did get it, we get the slam. How's Daydreams leaving me? Not gonna happen on my watch, Blood Bunny. There goes Overwhelm popping off once again. Ray going down as well. And now just poor old Bob really just, there was an attempt. There was an attempt, Bob. Good work.
That was... Okay. That was one of the most disrespectful shatters I've seen in this match, and I've seen a bunch of disrespectful shatters in this match. Overwhelm, go in, Tokyo drifting. They're gonna lose both DPS though, and that I think that's a LavaLillies hold.
I can't. We need to stop specking Reinhardt's because I just can't take the character seriously.
I'm starting to think that Orbital Burgbardment might be throwing for content. Or donations. Not sure which. Maybe both.
I need to take a second. Ooh. Woosah. We have Rush. We have Shatter from Blood Bunny. The card, by the way, we can see a little bit of that mini camp here being kind of stalled for a last minute and 15 seconds. I love the re-engagement here from Tycho with the continued rush. June called out a bit by the wayside. The Blade comes through with the Nano, and the Shatter is blocked by Overwhelm. The Blade gets more than enough value for Orbital Burgbardment to not only win the fight, but ideally should be able to push all the way to checkpoint here.
Yeah, the thing about blocked shatters is not only do you obviously stop your team from getting stunned, but you also, like, Earth Shatter has a decently long end lag. I know you're a Smash person, so you know what end lag is.
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah, well, Earth Shatter has a pretty long end lag for, like, most Overwatch abilities don't really have long end lag. Earth Shatter is one that does. So a Reinhardt who gets his Shatter blocked is in a really vulnerable spot. Because there's going to be a brief delay where you can't actually use your abilities or put your own shield up.
Oh, I mean, we heard the Giant Strike come through from Lilac, and there's a little bit of reversal, 2-for-2 trade-off for LavaLillies and Orbital Burgbardment, but unfortunately, one team has a tank online right now, that being, of course, Orbital, and the other one, LavaLillies, is coming back from the spawn room. What she plays is popping off, hold on, gets one before inevitably getting shut down by the Life Weaver, and now, we are now pushing the last minute and a half. Can it be enough with just Sound Barrier online for LavaLillies?
I mean, I don't think it will. I mean, it depends if Overwhelm decides to try in this fight or not. I think whether Overwhelm tries or trolls really seems to be the big difference maker. Either way, the win con for Orbital Burgbardment in a lot of these fights has actually been that Nano Genji, so not too far from another Dragon Blade. That Shatter was big.
That was a great Shatter, and the Sound Barrier came in just a little bit too late from Mochi Plays, and with that being said, 2 go down. Can 3 remain? I think not. There's another one, and the Blade comes through, but there's no connection, because guess what? The cart has pushed to give Orbital Bombardment a second point on the scoreboard here.
That was certainly one of the Reinhardt mirrors of all time. June on the Genji, though. Wrecking Ball player... She's got some moves on Genji. Having the nano boost obviously helps, but I think once Orbital Burgbardment started to take fights, or started to take a fight seriously, you would often see June popping up all over the kill feed.
Oh, I mean, she had a whole, like, 4K earlier with Nano in neutral and then pulling out the Blade after the fact. And that was just, really showcasing Orbital Bombardment's, I feel like, flexibility to take things lightly, of course, is all for a very good cause and, just for funsies. But also, you can lock in at any moment. And that kind of flexibility, that kind of flip of the switch is something that you only see all that often, So, as we talk about the replays and everything...
Get a little silly with it.
Oh, actually, with that shot. Okay, so literally, thank you for the replay, because that shatter hit absolutely nothing.
Is this just gonna be a replay of all the missed shatters? Like...
Oh, that was a flying shatter from... Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just the... Oh my goodness. It's just the aura from camp.
See, as we've learned, the trick is to shatter and then emote, so you can't do any follow-up damage. Reinhardt players, aspiring Reinhardt players, learn this lesson. You should be spending at least 15. You should be spending at least 15% of your time alive using emotes to assert your dominance over the enemy Reinhardt. It's a crucial part of playing the hero.
You heard from here. Oh, I love it though. Like, okay, these kill feeds are very unserious. This is the pop-up that June had, right? Like, they really got the 4K and all that jazz. But then you have, like, Overwhelm in the corner in like the peripheral, just emoting all over the place. This was such a funny interaction, by the way. Missing the
That's
ledge.
why she said my Lucio.
Yes.
Because Mochi, oh my god, Mochi, I didn't notice that. If you didn't notice their chat, Mochi booped Overwhelm into pinning Blood Bunny. And then when Blood Bunny tried to run away, that's when Overwhelm shattered. That's insane.
I love it. I love our players. I love our games. I love what we do. I love our community because it's so unserious. Because what do you mean? Get over here! Like, where are you going? Why are you running? Why are you running? Stop running away!
Why are you running?
Why are you running? You're not leaving.
So that's gonna put Orbital Burgbardment onto match point. They are one map away from heading to the grand finals and a likely date with Casa Rain, the team of players who actually play in like Face It Advanced and Face It Expert. So I think Overwhelm and June are also kind of around that lower Face It tier, but I had heard of some of the players on Casa Rain. It's like, oh, Dirtmaster, I know that guy. Like I've heard of that guy. Oh, Baxter, I know that guy. So we're going to be coming into map 3 here, and again, can be any map type. Could be another escort map, could be another flashpoint map, could be control, could be hybrid. Apparently the third place match is going to be 2 CP, so that's interesting, but not this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you donate and say, I want map 3 to be 2 CP, like, LavaLillies will pick Temple of Anubis, but,
this is where my Overwatch 2 brain comes in, because I did not play 2 CP, and every time I cast it, I'm like, y'all played this? Y'all will.
How often are you casting 2 CP, Mott?
So for whatever for example, Pride Watch, there was a 2 CP mode they ended up doing. They didn't tell us, by the way. They just did it because it was for fun, and they were on Lunar Colony, and the teams on 6 tank.
Well, that's the worst. Like, okay.
It was all for charity, of course. It was all for funsies, but I was like, what am I looking at? And then I commented a Ghost tournament, which of course has 2 CP in it. And I was unironically like, what do you do here? What am I looking at?
Yeah. I'm actually pretty sure Horizon Lunar Colony was actually one of the points where Goats was not as strong. Like I think you saw more like DPS comps on that one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Goats is I wasn't really following Overwatch esports much during that time, so most of what I know about Goats comes from after the fact. We're going to be going to Atlas for map 3, so another Flashpoint map. Atlas with the hole plugged, so back available for serious competitive tournaments like this. You're raising your eyebrows if that isn't why Atlas was disabled for like a month.
It's just the way you said it, and I had to look at my...
Well, so yeah, hero ban's coming through. Going to be a Diva ban from Orbital Burgbardment, banning out Jasmine's favorite hero. LavaLillies going to be banning the Ana, banning out Tycho's favorite hero. So interesting. Maybe this is where we see some Wu Yang played. We haven't seen any Wu Yang yet from either of these teams. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Jasmine decides to play with Diva out of the picture, because I don't know if Reinhardt is quite as viable here. Maybe Junker Queen we'll see, maybe Winston, Zarya, I don't know. Jasmine's unpredictable like that, but so is Overwhelm. We will let you know when we find out who's going to be playing tank for Orbital Burgbardment in this map, whether it's going to be June again, going back to the ball, or Overwhelm, like, going to be coming out on the Reinhardt, or something else, or someone else entirely. Maybe they'll put Bastion only on tank.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we can see a really big array of tanks from either Overwhelm or LavaLillies or Blood Bunny, right? You can see the Vesemir, you can see the Winston come out from Blood Bunny, you can also see, Hazard. So much tanks that really do work well on Atlas just because of how it kind of is formed. But I think I want to look more at the DPS, and I love, you mentioned, we might see Bastion only come into the fray here and get swapped in, and see maybe the Bastion make an appearance. Maybe we can see Cassia again. Soj, I feel like we're gonna definitely see from somebody, even Tracer as well from both of our flex DPSs. So with Atlas now that we're loading into Atlas for our map 3 impossible final map, this is my reminder to everybody that this is for donations for charity for Palestine. Of course, hence Watch Over Palestine. We're benefiting the UNRWA UNRWA here, and we already raised over $3,300, almost $34 at that moment. Our goal is $3,500 for for UNRWA's forces and to help them help Palestinians. Okay, so please do exclamation point donation in the chat, or exclamation point donate in the chat to get our Tiltify link, and you can donate any amount. Some of our players.
There it is.
Some of our players
Bastion only.
Some of our players are also donating money according to Miss Shatters, Ajaxes, things like that. So it's a combined effort. Please donate and please go support.
Yeah, so we've got June over to support, Bastion only in on DPS, Starlo back in on support, and RKXO over to DPS. So a whole new look for Orbital Burgbardment. Of course, there you've got the Bastion with Overwhelm on the Reinhardt. This feels like a composition from another era with Reinhardt, Lucio, Moira, and LavaLillies. Feel like they were prepared for Wrecking Ball? I mean, obviously they knew that June... Or no, actually, I don't know if they knew who was going to play tank. Maybe they expected June to play ball, because that looks like a ball counter comp.
It kind of does, right? But in the meantime, it's going to be 1-2 going down in favor of LavaLillies. We taking care of Bastion only and June in the same breath. Overwhelm does get the reversal onto Lilac, who is on Venture, and might see a swap here according to the more broader composition that we are facing from Orbital Burgbardment. Either way, LavaLillies take the first point and get a little bit of some staggers as well, especially onto the Ryan player.
Yeah, they're going to lose Ray on the Reaper, but Lilac now over to the Sim. I really like this comp against the Reinhardt. It's going to be really easy for Sim to farm up her charge. A lot of juicy characters for Reaper to shoot into. It's just a matter of keeping your Roadhog alive into the Bastion fire.
Oh, you saw the teleport from Lilac to keep Bloodbunny alive? Oh my... And then Ray comes in with the elimination onto Starlo. So no Moira, really limited healing, especially from overly relying on just June's Lucio. And with that being said, Ray's forces are very much becoming a problem for Bastion only. Again, taken out second in the engagement. LavaLillies is now looking a whole lot different here on this Roadhog kind of mishmash composition.
Overwhelm is not... Okay, I was about to say Overwhelm's not having a good time, and then he hits a 3-player shatter and kills 2. Tidal Blast onto Blood Bunny, though. LavaLillies not going to give up yet. They are able to get 2 kills. So into now a 2v3 or 3v3? Just Bastion and Tracer left alive. LavaLillies should have this if they can kill the Bastion. Yeah, that's going to be a fight win from LavaLillies.
And just for some extra measure, we do use the whole hog here just to make sure we solidify those eliminations onto the DPS line of Orbital Bombardment, taking care of the first point. Now we move on to Guardians, my personal favorite point of in Atlas, and only because it's so nice and open. And Ray can definitely use that openness with this Death Blossom that's upcoming.
Yeah, not sure Death Blossom out in the open is the most effective strategy, I think. Probably going to want to go for one member on the enemy team and just obliterate them with that Death Blossom. Sound Barrier, though, available for June, and there it is. Only 3 players affected, but it is enough to get the kill onto Blood Bunny. LavaLillies going to try and play patiently, or not. My bad.
Well, there it was.
It looked like patience, and then it wasn't patience.
There was that. That's what I was talking about when it finds at least one in the open space, and Bastion only does get the bomb onto Ray in the meantime, so the value was already given. The value was already taken from LavaLillies. You can get rid of Ray, you can get rid of everyone else, but as long as Lilac is in the fray, as long as we have Moji and Tycho there, we're staying alive, we're getting this point, and we're getting 30% for it. Also having 3 big ultimates in our favor for LavaLillies.
Yeah, that Tidal Blast last fight was able to get a lot of value in keeping Blood Bunny alive. Might go out to... Yeah, it's going to go out onto Blood Bunny again, but not able to do too much. They're going to lose their Symmetra. And now here comes the Coalescence to keep up the pressure.
Oh, and it sucks because, the Lilac just got the Photon Barrier online here, but Starlo finally using the Coalescence here at some point in Atlas. A little bit of a leg up from Servasa, if you will, and that being said, it does give the advantage to Orbital Bombardment. But mind you, we are still not capping the point, only now going back, flipping it, and taking it from LavaLillies.
Nasty Fire Strike from Overwhelm was able to finish off Ray. Earth Shatter online for Overwhelm. Is it going to be a serious shatter or a silly shatter? Only time will tell. But Mochi, Sound Barrier of their own.
Huh?
That was a serious Sound Barrier.
Oh yeah, I heard it from the back.
Serious shatter.
We heard it from the back, of course, but then we saw the kill feed. They got not just Lilac, but also Blood Bunny stunned down. Again, Lai not able to expand the photon barrier whatsoever. I mean, they're being completely crossed
Oh,
at
there
every
it
single
is.
corner, but finally, it does span the entire map, so why not just use it in the middle of walking back from the spawn room? Overall, I'm trying to find a way to pin down Ray, pin down somebody. Blood Bunny until it gets knocked out, or at least cut off by the shield here, and Over Palestine are slowly but surely about to lap in percentage here on the Garden Point, but not before losing out on RKXO.
Tracer is not the highest value pick. That Lucio pick is going to do a lot more. And yeah, despite losing a member first, Orbital Burgbardment have the stability to keep control of this point. Tidal Blast nullified by Overwhelmed Shield. Although, some traits coming back for LavaLillies are now in a 2v2, tank v tank.
Lobo is trying to stay alive by using to take a breather in. I think Overwhelm has realized this is a little bit too much for me now that the Lucio has come back and the whole hog was expended from Blood Bunny, but now depleted. We lose RKXO though early. 95%, 96. Is there a touch? There absolutely will be, but with less forces, we need to make sure that Starlos is alive, and there it is. Ray calling out the Moira early on. Bastion only also being shut down by a Lilac Symmetra, and even though the sound barrier did get extended here, it finds just a little bit of value, a little bit of stability for Over Burgbardment, let alone the Shatter that finds absolutely nothing but the pillar in the middle of the garden space. 2-0 so far on Atlas in favor of LavaLillies. One more to go.
Yeah, great move using Earth Shatter when you're at 14 HP and hiding desperately behind a pillar on the center of point. No major ults coming up online for this third Flashpoint. LavaLillies only need to win one more Flashpoint to win their first map of the series and send us to map 4. I said no important ults, but RKXO does have a Pulse Bomb, and Orbital Burgbardment is going to lose their Moira first, a Moira that was close to Coalescence. Also, Lilac has the Symmetra Barrier perk, which, if you want to talk about Overwatch 1 stuff, that's a real throwback.
Oh, it sure is. What's worse, though, however, is losing Mochi plays, but also losing your Reinhardt and your Bastion from Orbital Burgbardment. So there is a trade, thankfully, but not in favor of Orbital whatsoever. Lilac comes in with a little bit of breaking some ankles and taking care of Starlo in the meantime. Will it be enough, though? Blood Bunny goes in for the hook, gets it canceled, and Lilac, you're in there! And are you out of there? You sure are!
Bastion ult coming through from Bastion only. Hasn't been able to really do much of anything with those ult in this fight as the Tidal Blast goes onto Lilac. That as well, not doing much in the way of damage or stuns. The dam's gonna break for one of these teams first in this fight.
Oh my goodness, it has to. Something has to be used here. The sound barrier comes in for Mochi plays, and that's gonna be allowing LavaLillies to continue this fight in their favor. Boom, boom, boom. 3 go down. Over Burgbardment now having their backs against the wall.
Yeah, LavaLillies now approaching the final fight of this Flashpoint with a Photon Barrier and a Death Blossom. Bastion only over to the Cassidy. Yeah, it didn't look super great on non-Bastion hit scans yesterday, not gonna lie. This Cassidy, maybe just a bit of desperation to deal with the Roadhog.
And now there's a whole wall inhibiting his scan ability on Cassidy. Lilac teleports out barely. I don't know how he's able to get out of here so often, but they surely are able to barely escape the certain clutches of death. Overwhelm comes in with another Hail Mary Shatter, and it finds nothing. Ray makes sure the area is cleared for this win for LavaLillies. The recall being burned. All 3 blinks are now being burned out, and the turret finds the Tracer. We're not ending it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going over to map number 4.
LavaLillies keep themselves a line in the series. Twitch.tv/FlackDrifter. Ray, I don't know if you're as rich as Flack, but you're definitely as good of a Reaper. LavaLillies dominant there on Flashpoint, and listen, I don't want to place blame, but I don't know if June had a single effective sound barrier in that map. There were a lot of 2-player beats used late just onto her and Overwhelm.
I can't believe that we got the reversal. I mean, Servasa, just map 1, was Orbital Bombardment getting the 3-0 as well, right? So this is a complete reversal. You know, they didn't get a
different lineup, though.
True. You are right. There's a different lineup with Bastion plays coming in on Sebastian. I think the survivability, the overstability of like a Roadhog being able to heal themselves, and you also have like a very slippery kind of backline, and like Wu Yang, for example, it makes it difficult for Bastion to stabilize and get pressure off with his turret and get anything started with their abilities. So with that being said, here's some replays to capture the beautiful moments of Atlas. Again, 3-0 for LavaLillies. Map number 4 heading our way.
Yeah, the Symmetra swap really turned things around, I think. Lilac was really, really survivable, and even when she died first, Blood Bunny just really did not die much during that map at all.
Ooh. Yeah, you called it out. The sim swap was very, very impactful, I must say. Lala, again, really good at surviving some pretty high pressure situations, you know? A lot of times, you know, they were literally 1 HP, and they would just teleport out, and they were pretty not their boat, but other times they would teleport out and be almost completely fine. The Whip Shatter, unfortunately, does come in and hurt at the end of the day, but again, we're gonna go over to a map number 4. But before we do all that, once again, a reminder about donations, because we're gonna go to a very quick little break between this map and the next, give our players time to relax a little bit, get their bands in order, and solidify where we're gonna go for our map number 4. Be back after this end of a break. And like I said,
And-
very quick. Oh, my bad, girly, my bad.
No, sorry.
No, we're back.
I figured you sent us out. I was gonna be like, and we're back. No, it's fine.
No, but we are in fact back with a map number 4. Quick little update on the A side of things, the A stream. Casa Rain coming up with a 3-0 against Sniffles and Daydreams. Watchpoint Gibraltar into Lijiang, into Ruin Sapi. And how coincidental, we do have our next map. And, oh, well, for other streams, as you can see, there is the A stream waiting on us, of course. Of course, we're the ones that are taking forever. Sorry, A stream, you love us. But, coincidentally, we do have our next map, and it's going to be Lijiang Tower.
Shocker, another Reinhardt map. I mean, this is... I talked about this yesterday. This is like the OG Reinhardt map, except psych! Right, they're banning the Reinhardt! Okay.
Oh my gosh, wait. Not only did they ban Reinhardt, but we also raised $3,500! Yay!
Let's go!
From last image from Dirtmaster, who is trying to get as many Ajaxes as possible in the A stream, but unfortunately no one was killing Dirtmaster fast enough, so donated 30 bucks anyway. Just too good.
He's too good.
Too good.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much, Dirtmaster. We have now surpassed the $3,500 goal here, $3,519 exactly. But back to our bans, back to our game, our map 4. Run ban coming from LavaLillies, the Kiriko ban from Orbital. So kind of, again, a little bit of a target on Tycho's back.
Yeah, though we haven't actually... I mean, Tycho... Last map was on the Wu Yang, and I thought was actually able to get a lot done, especially some really high-value Tidal Blasts. Tidal Blast, I feel like, is an ult that can... be fight changing, but can also just kind of do nothing. Tycho able to get a lot of value. I think we're getting some role swaps. Trying to interpret the photo that we're seeing here. Looks like June's going to be back on tank. Cheesy back in the lineup on DPS. RKXO back on support. Fiend back in on support. Overwhelm over to DPS. So I think this is the same... This is the same lineup, I think, that they started with. I think.
Yes? It looks familiar. At least map 1, map 2, they played this.
It's the same. It's the lineup they had on map 1, except Fiend instead of Starlo.
There you go. Yes, because Starlo was on Moira on Servos. Yep, you're right. Yep. Absolutely. So hopefully some changes. Yeah, with that backline, I feel like we might see, you were talking about a little bit earlier, the Kiriko, no, not Kiriko, unfortunately, but we might see more like a Wu Yang come into play, maybe double Lucio and Wu Yang. We did see that a little bit earlier for a couple of seconds, a couple of fights. So I think with Lijiang Tower coming your way, or coming our way specifically, I'm excited to see exactly what comps you can play. You know, of course, Lijiang Tower has 3 different options, 3 different submaps, and you can play a good plethora of comps on them. And that being said, the Roadhog works so well, why not bring it out a second time? Ray on Junkrat as well, whereas June is hovering over this Doomfist for a bit. Will we stick to it? Not sure.
Yeah, seems like this is Fiend as their Ana player more than anything else. Doomfist into... Junk Sim! I was explaining to OC, I was trying to tell OC about how in 2020, everybody, every good team, every team in OWL played Junk Sim on Lijiang Control Center, and it just went away, and I felt like I was going insane, but this was a real thing. This was the meta comp on Lijiang Control Center, and LavaLillies are bringing us back to 2020. I remember Birdwing and Kevster playing this for LA Gladiators in 2020. Anyway, Orbital Burgbardment in first control of the point.
Sure are, and the pressure is definitely being built up onto Blood Bunny, and while Overwhelm was distracted trying to get rid of that trap, Ray comes in with a concussive mine elimination onto the Reaper, and unfortunately for Orbital Bombardment, even though they did get the first point in their favor, they're gonna lose it relatively early, you know, being down basically every single one of their team members. And with that being said, it's a little bit of tactical crouching on our own player. Lila wigs back up and teleports in to start setting up those turrets.
Yeah, LavaLillies back in control of the point. Junkrat and Sim really difficult to dislodge afterwards.
I mean, the hard part about this is that Jasmine is going to be, or Blood Bunny, excuse me. We keep doing that, but Blood Bunny is just going to be able to stay on this point by herself and just keep using Take a Breather. But everything around her, however, is starting to falter a bit. LavaLillies goes down and Ray goes down, so no DPS, and on top of that, no barrier, no Riptire either. So it's going to become a little bit of a harder fight for LavaLillies just to stall the objective in their favor. The Pulse Bomb comes out, the Tidal Blast trades from both Tycho and RKXO will be coming through, and Uri comes in with a $41 donation. Thank you so much, evening us up a bit here, especially as LavaLillies are impressively stalling to about 50% of the objective and only continuing to do so.
Thank you for the donation. Looks like our donation goal is hit Masters. We've hit 3.5k. Can we get to GM by the end of the stream today? Overwhelm getting some kills there with the Death Blossom, but Orbital Burgbardment haven't capped the point yet. Don't think it's going to matter too much. And now here's where things get really interesting for LavaLillies, because the thing with Junkrat is he really struggles to re-engage. A lot of times, even in the past, in the Overwatch 2 era, the few times that we've seen teams play Junkrat, a lot of the time, especially on control, if they lose control of the point, you'll see the player swap away from Junkrat. As Ray, can tell that the Tracer's right there, and they're going to go for the 1v1, try and get that kill.
That was great scouting, and Cheesy actually kind of just blinks right over the trap, but it doesn't even matter because Ray still finds a kill onto the Tracer, sending him back over to that spawn room. And LavaLillies with that opening, with that alleviation of pressure, we're going to walk in with a couple of eliminations onto the back line of Thane. Overwhelm also going down to the count, and we are just seeing LavaLillies come back. All they got to do is take care of June, and with that being said, a flip here, and Caro! Yo, Caramel, you just donated $100 to the UNRWA donation pool. Thank you so much. $3,600 on the field here. Again, can we get to 4,000?
Absolutely massive. Thank you. And what's also massive is that Ray has a Riptire. LavaLillies, in fact, have 4 ultimates. And Orbital Burgbardment, that Tidal Blast and Nano, both of those can only help one person.
Okay, well, one's gonna be coming out. We had the Sunbear also. The Riptire also goes crazy, but 2
that was
goes
an Ajax.
down. Who is going to get the kill? Ray finds
not an Ajax,
but unfortunately, despite using 3 big ults there, LavaLillies will not be the ones to take the 99% all the way home. We're gonna flip it for Orbital Burgbardment.
Yeah, I spoke over you a bit, but Mochi Place got stunned out of her sound barrier, I believe, by June on the Doomfist. So really clutch plays coming in there. Sound barrier pops there. LavaLillies probably able to sustain through the fight. Now they're going to be pushing into a Death Blossom from Overwhelm, who's been able to get a lot done with that ultimate when he's been on DPS.
Oh, we're being a little sneaky. No scouting? We don't turn? Oh, we don't turn to the right. We don't turn to the left. We just go straight forward into a Death Blossom from Overwhelm, solidifying pretty much a win here. The Antinate comes in, connects onto Blood Bunny. We need to use the whole hog just because we're at a 99% of Control Center. And unfortunately for LavaLillies, there's going to be a little bit of a touch here from the Tracer and the Lucio. Oh, I'm sorry, from the Junkrat and the Lucio, which is not going to be enough. LavaLillies comes back in, and that is all that we wrote for the first round of Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, you live by the Junkrat, you die by the Junkrat. Overwhelm and Blood Bunny debating which side is playing the more dishonest tank hero. You can feel free to debate that in chat. I won't be a part of it. But, yeah, the thing with Junkrat, I mean, you look at the damage numbers. Most damage, second most, actually. Yeah, second most damage for the side of LavaLillies. Second only to Tycho on the Wu Yang, but not as many eliminations as you would expect from that amount of damage. So Junkrat can deal a lot of damage, but isn't always able to convert the kills. Fiend only did 900... Okay, Fiend was just heal-botting on Ana. That's kind of crazy. LavaLillies now over to a Zarya Maycomp Lilac on the Widowmaker. Not Ray on the Widow, by the way. This is odd, Mott.
They swapped roles. It's okay. It happens to the best of us because Lilac gets a little bit of body shot and Tycho follows up with Wu Yang. It works out wonderfully for LavaLillies. June! June, Mike, that's don't donate $20 right now. That is a $20 donation immediately.
Put that, yeah. There used to be a fence there! Oh my god, yeah, that's unfortunate. No Wrecking Ball sighting yet for June, as they are gonna get their revenge, knocking Mochi into the wall, giving her a serious concussion.
Not even just Mochi, but also sending Blood Bunny off into the distance, into the streets of Korea, or South Korea, or China, excuse me. What an absolute reversal. My bad. I thought about Busan for a second, but we're actually on
There are some
Tower.
countries that you just cannot mix up. That's one of them.
You're
gonna make one of those countries really, really mad. I don't know which, but one of them is really mad at me.
I'm sorry, gang.
Wow. All of Asia looks the same to you, Mott?
What?
Ray going really deep, able to get a kill onto Fiend.
Oh, what a reversal, though. Taking care of Fiend, taking care of Tycho. So one support down for each of these teams here, but one does have a little bit of a lesser healing output, that being the Lucio, right? So Mochi Plays needs to lock in and get that healing output for Blood Bunny before inevitably that pressure does oversaturate the Zarya, taking her out of the fight. Cheesy tracking Mochi Plays almost perfectly. And with that being said, half of the objective has now gone in favor of Orbital Burgbardment.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Orbital Burgbardment, I feel like, has continually been able to, like, be very silly and get away with it. Okay. R.I.P. Tycho. Ray's gonna try and go on top of that with the Death Blossom, and she's gonna get exactly what she needs, taking out the enemy Reaper. LavaLillies need to save their poor Lucio!
Please do! Oh my gosh, we have the, at least we have Meteor Strike online here for June, and okay, you get rid of Ray, which arguably is the big kind of damage output victim, or a big output that June doesn't want to really deal with, right? So that's really good. Also, Contender King coming in. Whoa, Contender King coming in with a $13 donation. Thank you so much. Will this Tidal Blast come through? Will we get the Meteor Strike kill? Neither come to fruition. Mochi Play is getting the Soundbear online, but not being able to proc it fast enough before inevitably we do get sent back to that spawn room. And Ray, barely comes in with the teleport back to the corner. And gets the kill into June. Yeah, put the sticks down. Pack it up.
Yeah, Ray desperately trying to stay alive while Jasmine is fighting on point. She's gonna lose her life. Ray is soon to follow, and that is going to be Orbital Burgbardment winning map 4 and setting themselves to the grand finals and a date with Casa Rain. GG's coming across from both sides. That was a very interesting round of Lijiang Tower. June, I think, nearly lost them the map, but also won them the map. So, you know, as most tank players do.
What a beautiful play of the game to end the series off. Orbital Burgbardment comes in with a win here. And as you said, they have a very romantic date with Casa Reigns in that grand finals. From what I believe LavaLillies will be going over to the third place qualifier. I want to say, I can double check right now in brackets.
Yes. And that is going to be on this stream as well.
Yep, sure is. So they're going to be looking up into fighting out for third place against Sniffles and Daydreams. Very excited to see how that match is going to go. And like you said, it's going to be right here, so no need to move around. But if you want to also tune in to that A stream, you can have 2 streams on at a time and watch who wins between Casa Rain and Orbital Burgbardment. That's going to be a good series. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll see how serious or silly Orbital Burgbardment decides to get. Which version of that team will show up? Who's going to play tank? Who's going to play DPS? Who's going to play support? We saw them use all 7 of their players in this series. And some looks definitely looked better than others. I'll put it that way. And we'll leave it at that.
There were some shining moments from both teams. There were some funny moments. There were a couple fortunate, things, teleporting. I still, still dying to the river in Saravasa, things like that. Missing shatters, booping the Reinhardt into pinning my own Reinhardt. Lots of fun stuff here as we now tick down on the timer again. Donations are looking really, really fantastic. Only about what? I can't do math. Please, art. Don't know. I need that. But I think we have about $20, $30 until we reach $3,700. So if you have a spare couple of, lunch money, a little bit of pocket change, if we can put a little donation in the chat, we really, or donation to the fight, will be very much appreciated. Now let's get our MVP on the scoreboard here. 1, 2, 3. Who is our MVP? It's gonna be Overwhelmed, popping off, I would say, with a spectacular performance on that Reinhardt of Circuit Royale.
Yeah, popping off is certainly one way to describe it. It was entertaining. I will give him that. It was extremely entertaining. And also on the Reaper, able to come through in that first and fourth map, playing the Reaper, getting a lot of value, and able to just sustain himself so much.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, or fortunately, that's the end of this series. But the good part is that we have another one lined up. LavaLillies, put your... Not LavaLillies, excuse me. Well, yeah, LavaLillies and Sniffles and Daydreams coming back into the engagement, coming back into finding who is going to go and be third place and watch Over Palestine part number 2. A little bit of a recap of what we had seen all the way from humble beginnings of Suravasa, the Diva, the Ball, the humble Rhine Mirror on Circuit Royale.
That was one of, I don't know, Mott, that was one of the least humble Rhine mirrors I've ever seen. There was so much ego. There was so much ego in that Reinhardt mirror, you could feed a cow with it. I mean, oh my god, Mott, dude, that was so funny. Oh my god, Mochi. Oh man.
Life doesn't fight protect life, and what a shatter again. I love watching like series-long replays because I forgot a lot. Okay. If I hear more hammer down, I might lose my mind.
Hammer down. No.
Hammer down. Hammer down. See, there it is.
He said the thing. Funny rectangle man said the thing. No, but like.
Nice. I think they actually win this fight. Yeah, they won this fight. I think. LavaLillies. Oh, to win the first round, we just don't scout. My monitor was off. Everyone's monitor was off, but it's for charity, so it's okay.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Like I said before, hard to tell the difference between silly and serious in these matches.
I mean, oh, Jasmine coming in with a donation, $17.43 to even us up to a nice clean $3,690.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the 40. Oh, it's probably she probably donated in euro, and so it convert. That's why it's 43 cents. Like that's a really weird amount of money. But that's going to be it for me. We're going to have somebody else tagging in for the third place match. Mott is going to shepherd us through what will surely be a very serious, very competitive, extremely professional third place match. But
surely
I will see you all another time. Thank you for watching Watch Over Palestine. And please keep donating. We are pretty close to hitting $4,000 raised for UNRWA. It goes to help people that really need it right now. So keep the donations rolling in.
And again, a little reminder, a little graphic of who is UNRWA, what they do, and how they're supporting Palestine. Every single cent, every dollar, no matter what currency goes directly to them. So again, while we're on break, please go to Tiltify. Please go to Tiltify and donate as much as you can or as little as you can. However, you're able to. Anything counts. In the meantime, we're going to go over to a very quick break, get our third place match in, and have some fun to close out the lower bracket, the third place finals of Watch Over Palestine. See you guys in a couple of minutes. And we're back with some familiar faces, familiar teams, and a new bestie. We have Zima
Hello.
here to cover. And girl, how are we feeling? Did you see our last match? Because LavaLillies is back to decide who gets third between themselves and Sniffles and Daydreams.
Yeah, that LavaLillies, and I forgot their names. I'm so sorry. Match was so hype. I was watching that before the stream. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this one as well, to cast it alongside you.
No, you're all good. I mean, Orbital Burgbardment is a very long name, so I really cannot really cannot blame you. Me being here for an hour and a half, it has now been ingrained in like the back of my head forever and ever and ever. But here is the bracket. Of course, we just saw a 3-1 on our A stream. If you want, not even if you want, you should go support BPL1 Bad Pachimari League on Twitch. They're covering the grand finals between between Casa Rain and Orbital Burgbardment. That can be an absolute banger series. Of course, Content and Subsidian are both covering that stream. And for the B stream, us will be covering the third place qualifier for a third place match between Sniffles and Daydreams versus LavaLillies. Should be a fun one. Should be a really intensive one. Has been LavaLillies, a lot of fun stuff between not just LavaLillies but also Sniffles and Daydreams. Can't wait to see what we're gonna see. I do know we have a little surprise here, Zima. We're going to 2CP. We're bringing it back a little bit to Overwatch.
This one's gonna be a bit silly.
It might get a little silly here.
Yeah.
So
anyways, the first map will be Volskaya Industries, my hometown technically. So
Ooh, interesting. It's a little hometown advantage I see coming for you, Volskaya Industries. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I didn't play Overwatch 1. I didn't play 2CP. I'm sorry, guys. I've played it though in like custom games, and I've covered a Ghost tournament where they of course had TCP in the rotation. But when it comes to like comps and what's meta and things that can work, I mean, my guess is as good as my guess. I really don't know. So I'm excited to see the lens of Overwatch 2 mechanics, Overwatch 2 gameplay in such a kind of not stabilized, structured, I guess map mode. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it's gonna fit the Dive playstyle, at least Volskaya Industries, a lot more. There's quite a bit of high ground on the first point that the attackers can just like take advantage of to dive. Of course, there are possibilities of trying to rotate through, but that's a bit more difficult. And seeing that, I don't think these teams have scrimmed or played 2CP in probably 2 years. I don't think we're gonna see that like pulled off to a really high degree. So I'm expecting dive here, honestly.
Absolutely. And let's talk about our rosters. You know, we just talked and just saw LavaLillies, so we have our same lineup, same substitutes coming in. But Sniffles and Daydreams, they run it down with a 5-man team. And why not? Not a Frank, Dice, Degen, and Mini coming up for Sniffles and Daydreams. LavaLillies running it back with Lilac, Ray, Sapphire, Moon, Blood Bunny, Tycho, Mochi Plays, Dizzy Doe, and Mad Purple. Love these guys. Can't wait to see what they bring to the table here. And honestly, again, it's just going to be a fun one. Just so you know, on this roster, Mini is listed as a support, but Mini is going to be a DPS for our first round. Might swap a little bit, but definitely going to be seeing the Nada and Mini cohesion in that DPS line on 2CP. Volskaya coming at us. Let's talk about bans as well, coming in from both of our people. We have the Symmetra and the Orisa. How do you feel about these two bands coming through?
Sim, I feel like could have been a really interesting pick on this map to see some like rotations that would enable the more broadly style, but it's out, so it's gonna be even harder now to pull that one out. Orisa ban, that's a bit weird for me because I don't know. I wasn't expecting it in the first place here, but that is banned, I believe, by the second seed, Sniffles and Daydreams, right?
By
LavaL.
Yes, so
Sorry, my
LavaLillies did
LavaLillies.
come in. You're so good. LavaLillies comes in with a ban on the Orisa. LavaLillies gonna be the 3rd seed, so technically higher than Sniffles by just 2 placements. Sniffles themselves at the 5th number, the 5th seed here. But between 3rd and 5th seed, really not too much of a difference. The only thing you get is LavaLillies, I believe, had the map pick, and then Sniffles and Daydreams got to have the first ban. So, with that being said, with that in mind, let's talk about why we're here, right? You guys know, I know, we're here for Watch Over Palestine. We're here to donate and support UNRWA in their efforts to assist Palestinian refugees in the Near East. You can see exactly what they do, how they're assisting, what services they provide, and how our donations are going to be helping UNRWA and subsequently the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip as well. So, with that being said, please donate. We are at $3,740.43 out of $4,000. Again, we start off with a humble $1,000 goal, and we have quadrupled that goal from you guys. And of course, we also have some other rewards, some donations, some donating rewards. We have the $3 stickers that goes to everybody that donates at least $3 to the cause. And then we have player challenges. We have Pat, they were doing a mercy challenge. We also had Ajaxes from Caramel, from Hangzhou Bark. We had so many fun things from not only our players but from basically everybody today. So thank you so much again. I genuinely cannot be more grateful to be in such a supportive community like Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, Ajax Caramel, that was a really fun one for us. We played against them in the first match, and we still lost to them, even though there was an Ajax every single minute there from Caramel. They did kind of roll us, so that was a fun one.
And she was doing it for charity. That's a good thing. That's what I love about it. It's all very it's all for charity, all unserious, to an extent, a little bit unserious, and I don't know. I'm excited. Very, very excited to get into Volskaya Industries. Oh, yes? Let's talk about it.
This brings back memories. Reinhardt Mirror to start us off with. That is fun. On Sniffles and Daydreams, they are running the Reaper and Freya, or on the other side, LavaLillies. They're gonna run Reaper and... What? What? I am confused. They don't have Prologue. There's 3 supports on the other team.
Oh, look at that. So this is what's happening. So sometimes in these custom games, if it's open queue, what's it called? Open queue rules. The tanks, so both Frank and them actually have less HP than normal, I believe. And and I believe also there's no role lock. So Blood Bunny both Blood Bunny and them were trying to swap off of their characters, but they just couldn't. So hopefully we get that fixed ASAP. It's okay, 2 CP, a little bit of, it's packed away for a reason. There's a reason why it's gone.
Okay, a little bit of technical difficulties here, but hang out tight with us. It's gonna be fine. I mean, yeah, I did not expect the Ryan 1v1. I mean, it was the meta kinda, at least in EU. So maybe the teams are as nostalgic as I am, seeing this map again, and kind of all those memories and feelings coming back to them. They want to hit the fat shatter. I mean, yeah, who can blame them?
I do want to make a really quick note that in the chat, when we were talking about, the players were realizing, hey, we don't have our correct HP pools, they then said, don't worry, 550 HP is enough for what I have planned. What do they have planned? That's what I'm trying to figure out today. If I'm the enemy team, if I'm Sniffles and Daydreams, I am looking a little bit, I'm trembling in me timbers of what them has planned on this Reinhardt. And actually does look like Blood Bunny will be sticking on to the Reaper role. LavaLillies gonna have the Reinhardt from them, mirroring Frank here. But I would say almost pretty similar kind of ideas for these compositions. The Bat versus the Ana, some value going in between the two. And then Anada on Freya. I love this. A new character on an old map like this, that has to be kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. And Bap as well. Not something we see too often these days. Coming back to aid the Reinhardt comp in this defense. On the other side, we're gonna see Ana Lucio. I'm gonna see some really big nano Reinhardt swings coming from LavaLillies on this offense.
I think we can definitely see that comes to fruition. I mean, Taiko, she is very much okay with just kind of sending her Ryan in there and then seeing what happens. And Mochi Play is always going to be the one to take the 1v1 and win. And at the end of the day, Taiko also taking care of the Freya in the mid-air. But we're forgetting about the two biggest kind of hindrances in this composition, that being, of course, Frank and Minnie, who, mind you, cleaned up everybody from LavaLillies despite losing out on some of their key members like the Baptiste and the Freya.
Yeah, I mean, well played from Minnie and Frank. They're halfway to their first ultimates already. On the other side, not so much. Taiko is on 40%, but here, this is a very fast play from Mochi.
Oh, for sure. Degen again going down first. Dice falling right after the fact, again taken down by the opposing flex support on LavaLillies. Frank and Minnie are the ones who try to save the engagement, but it's not gonna work, not especially when we get pinned on the Tracer, but the recall comes through, and Lightlock barely able to save himself from the crutches of Frank's pin. There's gonna be a cap here, at least one take for LavaLillies.
Yeah, there was nothing to pin there for the for them. Or sorry, for Frank. So they had to cancel the charge, and unfortunately didn't secure the kill. I don't think it would matter though, as LavaLillies secure point A and head to point B. The boop was further than normal.
Oh, looks like might be just a little bit setting. Oh, the sleep in the mid-air though, forcing the Wraith form from Minnie early in the engagement. The pin does connect. Do we find the kill? We sure do. Minnie cannot teleport in time with the Shadow Step, and that's gonna be LavaLillies finding two. Well, a two trade-off. You know, one for the tank and the DPS. We might get the Ana in the back line. Dice now on Wu Yang and comes in to jump onto the Reaper.
Yeah, nice kill there from Dice. Could save the Sniffles and Daydreams for this defense. As Anata comes in with a kill as well, and Dice finishes the fight off on Mochi. Now they have a Shatter incoming for this next defense. On the other side, though, the Nano Reinhardt I was foreshadowing is online. It could do damage, but can them make it to the backline of Sniffles and Daydreams in time? That's the question we're gonna see answered in this fight.
Oh, what a shatter! What a not only the nano boost, but also the anti-nade. But them looks behind them and gets pinned down by Frank's shatter coming through. Minnie finds not one but two targets. Can we clean up without a tank from LavaLillies? I'm not sure. Mochi Plays does get called out by Minnie. And kind of an expensive fight using the shatters, the Deadeye, the Nano. But Minnie finds basically I believe a 4K for themselves.
It was 5K. Was it not?
I was looking. Oh, it might be a 5K.
I think they killed the 5. That was a huge play from Minnie on the defense. That was crazy. They have their Blossom now. Lai is sneaking on the left side, could distract the backline enough for them to come in and destroy the front line. We'll see. The beat comes in.
Oh, I'm saying we have 3 ults online here. Both the Nano and Tidal Blast do get used from Sniffles and Daydreams. Blood Bunny walks in with a Death Blossom but finds nothing. Instead, Minnie does come with the reversal, and there is going to be at least one kill on the board here in favor of Sniffles and Daydreams. That will be on to the Reaper. Taiko, a victim, goes in for a self-destruct and goes for a reset.
Oh, that was stagger. Quite unfortunate there, but yeah. Time is dwindling down here for this attack for LavaLillies. And they don't have really many tools to secure this next fight. They have a pulse bomb, but that's about it. Sniffles and Daydreams don't really have that much either, but they have the spawn advantage. They have the defense advantage in general. So, yeah. Big nade coming through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, DGen comes in with a really great nade onto Tycho, and Tycho couldn't disengage fast enough, so the, of course, Mini follows up beautifully, not just on Tycho, but also on Blood Bunny. Someone needs to stop this Reaper some way, shape, or form. Now pincering the opposition here. You see one side pushing in the entryway. Of course, Mini comes in from the high ground and basically separates Lilocked from Mochi Place, who is able to kind of slide away to safety, but we're nearing down under 2 minutes for this attack for LavaLillies.
Yeah, I mean, this rank comp is not looking too great for them so far. They don't really have much leverage on that high ground, is what's the issue. They might need to either rotate out from the left side here or just switch it up entirely, as it's not working so far. Frank,
Well, there's a stick!
Shatter. Okay, Frank really needs to save the team with the Shatter now.
They, them?
What?
My they them decided to walk into Deadeye and die to Anata's Deadeye. But either way, I still think it's definitely possible for LavaLillies to regain this point in their favor. They can get rid of Anata, which unfortunately does not look like it's going to come to fruition, as Anata finds the kill onto Blood Bunny. And unfortunately, despite a beautiful Pulse Bomb opener from Lilock, LavaLillies were unable to follow up on it. Now they have a minute left, just Shatter coming up on the continued rush.
Yeah, I mean, not looking great here for LavaLillies again. Just the Shatter to save them from getting held here. Frank on the flank. I mean, it's spotted. It's not really it's a bit of obvious flank. Might be in trouble here.
Oh! Yeah. I mean, I think it was more than trouble. I think Frank just got jumped. It's simple as that. You're walking the dark, you got jumped, call it a day. The pin does not come to fruition. There's a hammer down, and it finds at least Dice stunned out, but they then will be shut down in that regard. And there's a pause.
Oh,
and that's okay.
The worst timing for the pause.
Might be just a DC. I believe DGen does tend to DC a little more often than not, and if it's DC, that sucks, and it is DGen. Oh, I don't know if I call him DC. DGen disconnects with the Nano. She's not gonna have it when she comes back into the lobby.
I mean, that's unfortunate.
Knock on wood.
Hey, we have, in theory, DC protection. So if they pick Ana, they will spawn the same place with their ultimate.
Oh, so she will? Okay, so she'll be coming back. So thankfully, so knock on wood, first of all, coming into the VC. What? Hi, bestie. Bye. So as per our lovely producer, she will be coming back ideally with the same positioning, same ult charge. So she will have Nano when she reconnects to the lobby, thankfully. Because it's the worst, you know? We've been there where, like, disconnect, I just had my ult, and it's like, I have nothing now, guys.
That's actually insane then. That's really lucky as for Sniffles, but okay, big ult here from Mini. Kills everybody. Oh my god, that was a great defense here from Sniffles and Daydreams. They got the hold on, the ball can touch.
I mean, they then couldn't absolutely touch here, but will it be enough? You know, Array taken out by Anata.
Ooh, okay.
Wait! That's all we heard. Wait! They're clearing the area, and it's not gonna happen. Anata, I feel like on this Cassidy swap was maybe the change here for Sniffles and Daydreams. I think that it has really shown to be a big hindrance, literally, to LavaLillies, that Cassidy. And I feel like Anata wasn't really pressured out all that often. A lot of the pressure was trying to be put back onto like Mini and Frank, and I think it didn't really work out too well. DGen, the tactical stat reset, I see you.
Mini with 24 and 3, that is a crazy stat line. Yeah, I mean, that was Mini was one of the biggest components of this defense that really impacted the game, and it's reflected in the stats. So yeah, this Reaper went crazy.
Oh, so now we're gonna be flipping sides here, right? LavaLillies on the defense needs to make sure that these guys do not get over a point here. Not only over a point, but also more than 66% on the second objective. I think, of course, coming in from Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2. Not only too much, but I'm learning as we go. I'm also learning that we're seeing some swaps as well. Looks like Sniffles and Daydreams will be keeping mostly what's been working besides Frank on ball and Nada on Tracer. So ideally, I think you can agree with this. They want to go fast. They want to go fast, overwhelm LavaLillies, out-angle them, and put pressure onto Them's Reinhardt. And Lilac also on the Venture. How do you feel about Venture, especially on like a map like Volksaya?
It could be good, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of rooms that you can get out of with the dig, and the vertical movement that they can provide as well could be good. Another gets a kill onto Lilac. That could open up the defense right up here immediately.
Ideally it should, but there's some last minute swap that did happen, right? We have a Hazard, we have the Freya coming in, DJ no longer on the Ana, goes over to Kiriko. I think they saw the combat LavaLillies was gonna run defense and they said, you know what, let's just make it miserable for a Ryan player.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, this is much better comp here for Sniffles and Daydreams to be on the attack than LavaLillies were trying to do.
Oh my gosh. 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy here. It gets a bit crazy. Either way, I mean, Blood Bunny already forced out, and yeah, this is gonna be a tough hold here for the Reinhardt. Just staying on the low ground, and not much he can do against a dive.
I mentioned it earlier, you know, one of Ryan's kind of weaknesses is that angle pressure. I think with a comp like the Hazard and Reaper and the Freya, it just kind of comes down to you can do whatever you want, go to all these angles, and Ryan can't do anything about it. Look at the wall. We're gonna stun on them. We're gonna stun on them as Sniffles and Daydreams get a clean win on Volksaya Industries in 2 CP of all places. What a showcase.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is kind of a competitive. If LavaLillies could have ran the a dive here comp, I feel like they would have been fine on attack. They literally shredded first point. I don't see why they couldn't have switched over to something like a Hazard or a Ball or a Diva and continued this trend, but I mean, it wasn't meant to be. Oh, we have a replay here? What's going on?
Oh, we sure do have replays. A little highlight capture of the eliminations and all that jazz. Canceled the pin earlier, as you mentioned earlier. And Frank, I mean, goodbye, Frank.
Oh, there's a book there. Oh, no.
Another one.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the event runs kind of went crazy, right? Multiplayer is getting that elimination as well. But yeah, this is the little highlight of what happened. Maybe some things we missed or didn't catch. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just fun. All fun.
That was a good shatter as well. Yeah, to just secure the kill. Oh, the little stagger here. Painful stuff. Really hurtful stuff here.
Oh, you saw that fade? Oh, bait out your sleep, easy peasy. Oh, yo. Watching the teleport clean. Wave into kill? Yeah, you got mogged on, Jasmine. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what Frank was going for here, but it was funny, so I'll give it to them. Yeah.
You know, friends, Reinhardt, he really showed out, and also the flexibility to go from something like a Reinhardt to Hazard, and like really just, I don't know, I think players are able to showcase their flexibility like that, even in something as like, I don't want to say trivial, because it's not a trivial event, it's a very big event, right? But something as kind of relaxing as like a charity event like this, right? And you can still showcase so many different ways to play a competition, so many characters you can kind of pull out for certain situations. Like, I think it's just really, really cool. So yeah, also shout out to Yasa for the $50 donation. I believe happened a little bit earlier before we started that match. Really, again, really impactful. We're so close to $4,000. It's I get so excited. I don't know. I love it. I really do. Like, I love the good. I love when the good is so visible and you can really see the impact that we can do here, especially playing video games. Like we're playing Overwatch.
We're playing Overwatch and it's saving the world.
It sure is. a little dollar at a time. So again, exclamation point donate in the chat, or you can go directly to the Totify link, and you can donate whatever you can. $1, $100, whatever you can will always be appreciated. So please go donate. We're helping the UNRWA in their efforts to help the Gaza Strip, and yeah. Thank you so much for how much has already been raised. And now we can start talking about our map number 2. This is first to 2 this time, since we're just doing the fun old 2CPs. So why not go Temple of Anubis? Let's talk about our bans as we go to the nice and hot city of Temple of Anubis.
I mean, Junkrat's gonna be banned 100%. Never mind, it's not. Reaper and Zarya. I mean, I understand the Reaper one. Sniffles and Daydreams mini. I mean, they were peppering off on the Reaper. Gotta take that one away. But this one is gonna be a bit way more pokey of a map. It's the first point is just for every person who ever played Overwatch 1, it's seeped into their memory. The first point attack, trying to go through the first little archways, and the Junkrat is just spamming them, and you cannot get through them effectively, and then you lose. You get full health. It's awful stuff, really. But I mean, Junkrat is available, but will either of the team pull it out? Is the question.
That's like we saw Junkrat a little bit earlier from LavaLillies. We had on Control Center on Lijiang Tower, like we had the Junkrat come through for good reason. Control Center are really good for Junkrat. Now again, not too privy on the 2CP situation and what worked here. And of course, it can come down to just playing like what's fun and what's overall good in the general Overwatch 2 meta space. And that's why kind of we saw, Cassie, we saw a little bit of Reaper, we saw stuff like that. But to have ban out Reaper makes sense. Ban out Zarya, she's very strong right now in general. So it, again, can force a Rhine mirror once more. It can force something like a Winston or a Hazard to come back. And then of course you kind of just make your comps according to what your tank is kind of playing in that regard, right? So with that being said, we're gonna go into Temple of Anubis. I love that round 3 is just like all the 2CP maps. If we go to of course, our map 3, like there's no swap. There's no only thing you can choose is any of the CP maps we have, the 2CP maps we have. Anything else you cannot no. So Frank on Roadhog so far. They them hovering over D.Va.
Honestly, if Sniffles and Daydreams wanted to make this quick one, they could have just gone Hazard, and I feel like Hazard would be really good on this map. The small chokes, the walls is just perfect for them. There's like high grounds that are not too tall, so Hazard can just climb them easily and access them like without any effort. But they do go Hog, which is a really interesting pick. Blood Bunny is hovering over Widow. I want to see a pick to start them off. That would be exciting.
Well, Blood Bunny said, "Prod, watch this," and I am definitely watching for a pause. Oh, you know what sucks? That's so sucky because guess what? Like, you're in midair. We're mid-air, and like we're about to take a shot, and then boom, another DC from DGen. Again, thankfully we have, of course, that protection. Doesn't really matter because we just started, but she'll come back soon enough. We're definitely watching you, Blood Bunny. Do not worry. Definitely watching the mid-air grapple. Likely not gonna really find too much with it though. The Roadhog is just staying there menacingly.
Rod, watch this. DC is your main support, or flex support, or whatever.
Why did watch this? I'm gonna DDoS your honor flex support real quick. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's nothing personal.
Nothing to see here. Just a little crime on the side.
They're so funny. I told these players, I mean, y'all are cracking me up all day. They're just, again, it comes down to just like being chill. Everything's for charity, everything's for fun. Either way, this is DGen has now rejoined the lobby, so we should be able to get back into the fray quickly.
Let's go. Okay, does this Widow shot connect? I mean, is it even close enough to count as a kill if they hit a headshot? Fully charged? Okay,
I mean, that was at 20%. They didn't really find too much, unfortunately. Goes for the swap. Wow, that is a very long walk to the spawn room. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright, back to the actual fight though. LavaLillies, we see the Pharah come out. Lilac back on Genji. What are we gonna do about Frank though? Roadhog, I'm a little scared of.
I'm not sure what Roadhog does in this composition, honestly. Against D.Va, Pharah, Genji, it's gonna be tough to do much. But oh my god, what a hook! I get proven wrong so quickly here as this them goes down instantly. Another finds a kill onto Pharah. And oh, okay, that was a replay.
Wait, what are we looking at? What's my observers trying to show me? Oh, I love my observers. Shout out to my observers, shout out to my producer. Not just on B stream, but also on the A stream where Grand Finals is happening right now. Please put both of these streams up and see who will be finalizing the 3rd and 1st place slot of Watch Over Palestine. In the meantime, you're right, you know, Frank popped off with the Roadhog, kind of just shut us up for a second about what Roadhog can in fact do in this competition, because they did in fact get D-match almost immediately, I feel like, when they were trying to set up the high ground, and bullet shot online for Anata early, and Mini, I mean, follows up on the multi plays with the kill. Anata helps to take care of both of the backliners from LavaLillies.
Yeah, I mean, LavaLillies struggling a little bit here in this match. Feels a bit tough. It feels like they're doing everything correctly. They're trying to take the high grounds around the Frank Roadhog, but it's just not working. They're getting picked off one by one, and I'm not really sure what they're doing wrong.
You know what's
However,
crazy? Oh no, go on. Yeah, go on.
They're coming up on the D.Va bomb. Hog is not that mobile. You know, you could try and do some cheesy stuff and, you know, just kill the Hog with the bomb. That could be fun.
No, I think what Frank should do is pull the D.Va bomb towards the team and see what happens.
Oh yeah. I mean, just a good old experiment.
Guys, you can pull the bomb and see what happens. Oh, but what a DM just stayed multiplied. You saw that? And Blood Bunny comes in to kill onto Dice right after we use the continued rush. Lilac kills Frank in the meantime. Will it be enough? Mini finds Lie in the fray. Will it be? Well, can we get the reversal? Mini's so low. We're gonna need bomb for funsies. Hold on, Taiko goes down. Low key.
Okay, Mini's kind of popping off here. I wasn't expecting, but it is kind of possible for Sniffles and Daydreams to come back into this if they go fast enough. Oh, this is gonna be a stall for 20 years with this venture pick on the point. And it's not to bring everybody back.
The next shot comes in right at the tail end of maybe getting all 3 markers here for LavaLillies, trading out live for Anata. What else can we see? The barrage comes in from Blood Bunny right onto Frank, and Frank is trying to stabilize, excuse me, but it's not gonna work because the nano on top of that onto Mini just to save the day. It's not gonna work this time. Blood Bunny, too much of a problem in that airspace, finally opening up the first point under their belt.
I don't really agree with the D-Gen Nano. I mean, that wasn't really winnable at that point. Oh, they do switch off to the Kiriko, obviously. That was, of course, their intention. But yeah, it does open up opportunities here for LavaLillies to go fast and get the point quickly. Oh, what a need for play them.
Oh, what? I mean, that's just big. And it kind of came out of nowhere. I feel like the reaction time for that is so unrelenting. So to actually find the E on a bolo shot like that from Anata was fantastic. But mind you, Anata already has 40% to another one. Like, that's Freya, baby.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Frank finds a kill to Blood Bunny out of nowhere, I feel like. And LavaLillies have to regroup here.
Oh, we're gonna go for a bomb. Oh, it's going around the side here. Does it find anything? No. Finds just some airspace, just some kills actually for both teams here. Nata gets through Taiko. We see the Dragon Blade coming through from Lila just to win and save the day. Finds at least 1 kill, now slicing and dicing all over Frank. Not gonna get the DMAC though, but still the pressure is on for Sniffles and Daydreams.
I'm not sure if this is even worth it because the spawns are so close. This D.Va's gonna stay alive for so long. Can they even get a tick out of this winning fight?
Well, maybe the continued rush from Taiko could be enough. but losing Blood and losing Lilac and they them in the middle of Tycho's rush. Unfortunately, even though the backline do get their ones, it may not be enough, or definitely not going to be enough for LavaLillies to even get the last tick they need in the last minute and 45 seconds.
For anyone wondering why 2CP was removed, here's your Exhibit A. LavaLillies won a clean fight, but didn't kill the tank. What did they get in return? They didn't get anything for their troubles, and they're back to the drawing board. Yeah, it's kind of tough. And triple Daydreams. Oh my god, what a ball shot.
That was a smart one too, and it kind of pressured out pressured out they them a lot here. And mind you, while they them and I think Lilac were trying to teleport in, Frank was in that back line. Frank was moving and schmoving and making some plays for the team here. Sniffles and Daydreams looking fantastic in the defense so far. LavaLillies under a minute left.
6-7. Okay, Blood Bunny switches to Sim. I mean, they did that last fight, but I just didn't process it in time. I mean, that's a interesting pick if you play it less directly than they did in that fight. Try to go around, try to fake out the opposition. It could give you a lot of leeway into the fight. Mini though picks off Mochi, and it's already lost, I feel like, with how 2CP works.
Oh, hold on, because Mini tries to proc this Titanic Shock while trying to also pressure out that backline and does get shut down for it. But mind you, even though Mini, you know, he's down for the count, Frank just, again, comes back in with so much opposition, and we have another Diva Bomb online for us just to get the quick remake here. Will it be enough, though, for them, as we do get a little bit of leads on life? Mochi plays, taken out by Nada. There's another D-Man onto the bullet shot subsequently, and I mean, I have eyes. 2 of them, in fact. 4 of them, actually. It's gonna be Sniffles Daydreams taking the win here on round 1. I have glasses on.
Oh,
that's why.
Okay. I missed the joke, my bad.
You're so fine. You can't see my face, okay? But yeah, nice little hold here. But this is, in fact, as you see in the chat, this is so drawable now.
It kind of is, yeah. It will bring us to the 3rd map, and we can see a rare match that's gonna be drawn if if LavaLillies can pull it off. Obviously, it's gonna be a pretty tough defense here with what Sniffles and Daydreams have shown us so far, and yeah. Ooh, that's a hot take in the chat. 2CP better than Escort? What do you think?
Oh, G-Gen just said what I was gonna say. Too cold, not a hot take.
Really?
Not a good one. 2CP sucks, absolutely. I mean, I don't have much legs to stand on, if any. I'm 5 feet tall. Like, I don't really have much area to stand on in the first place. I don't have much experience with 2CP, unfortunately. So, it looks fun to me. But I know... Whoa! This angle is crazy! You got games in your phone? You got games in your phone, Noobus? Listen. But, I don't know, it's been really fun, and again, all for charity. Please go donate in the chat. There's always going to be a special point donate in the Discord chat for the Totify. And I was going to say, if there's any kind of, no shot? Ooh, a little bit, but if there's any sort of history we can go fall back on, the way that Sniffles and Daydreams worked on map 1 was very, very good. And with Anata still on this Freya, taking down Blood Bunny, yo.
Oh wait, Mini stays on the Widow. I mean,
how did you even see her? How did you even see her? Oh my gosh, they're just nasty.
I mean, I think it was just the shot tracers. Like, she was healing her tank. I feel like it's that. But oh, that was so smooth from Anata. Has the bullet shot already, and Frank kills they them. I mean, they them will be able to respawn in time, but oof. Yeah, I mean, the dreams of drawing this one are kind of running out here.
That tracked onto yo, you saw that tracked onto Lilac mid-air projectile, by the way. And then the kill comes through. Mini gets a headshot to Tycho. Where's my shield, bestie? Now we're looking for Mochi, who is kind of playing a little bit too much footsies with the Widowmaker. The mini Widowmaker is really being a menace. Them trying to kind of juke the Widow a tiny bit. The team, I think you mentioned it earlier, the spawn advantage is in fact there for LavaLillies. But will it be enough? I mean, we're basically halfway through the point one, and Mini finds a headshot onto Mochi. The flux comes through from Them, but they're so separate from the team here.
Yeah, Junker trying to get something down, but not much they can do. Them does find a pick onto Dice, but it might be a little too late. Unless they... Okay, no. Okay, what's going on? I mean, they're trying to stall for time, but it's not gonna work out. And LavaLillies do go down in the second map. Sad. Sniffles and Daydreams take map 2.
A lot of choice words in the chat about this game mode, but what a showcase of a masterclass and why we should not bring back 2CP. Thoughts? Yeah, masterclass.
I mean, maybe if you rework the mode to an
they did
recognizable state, maybe.
I mean, they technically did rework it in the form of Clash.
Where's that now?
We're not playing. Not even Blizzard was like, this mode is some cheeks. We're not putting that in comp anymore. So
yeah.
Unfortunately for LavaLillies, they do go down getting 4th place, but fortunately for Sniffles and Daydreams, they solidify a 3rd place finish and watch Over Palestine, which has now garnered $700 in donations, a little bit over that. In fact, Grand Finals is still happening in the A stream. Here's some replays real quick, just to remind yourselves why 2CP is in fact gone, reduced to atoms.
I mean, the only thing that reminds me so far is how well Anata played in this one on the Freya. And yeah, here's a winning play from Mini as well on the Venture. But yeah,
that was great.
I mean, what do you think of 2CP? From
I don't like it.
Just looking at this.
Nope, don't like it.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Should have gone to Lunar Colony. Don't know.
Oh yeah.
No one ever wants to go to Lunar Colony. What do you mean you want to float in the air and have a little bit of fun? You know, like a little something.
Yeah. Torp 1v1 for the series.
Oh my gosh.
In the space.
Okay, so now I see how Tycho got headshotted by Mini, because Mini got a little flank on her and got the headshot while Tycho was looking a different direction. So really great stuff from Sniffles and Daydreams. Very quick little replay, but it's 2CP. They did a fantastic job. With that being said, again, some announcements real quick. Guys, thank you for donating. So again, thank you for all the donations we have already garnered for Watch Over Palestine over just 3 days, over the weekend. That's at least an average of $1,000 per week. That's a crazy way to think about it. $1,000 per day is like the average we've gotten. Yeah. A little bit more than that. That's
more
insane.
Than that, yeah. 1,000 to something 300, something like that, right?
Oh my gosh! Wait, we're so slave for that. Okay, guys. Okay, quick little announcements. All right, ready. 2-0 in favor of Sniffles. Great job, you guys. Getting 3rd place in Watch Over Palestine. LavaLillies ending at 4th. So top 4 placements for these two teams. Absolutely fantastic work. Thank you for your the player contributions with Ajaxing and missing my shatters and donating. All of that was so appreciated. And honestly made this so much more fun. At the end of the day, right? Watching for all of our Ajaxes, watching for all of our missed shatters, our missed pins, things like that, right? So thank you so much for even offering to do things like that. Genuinely so appreciated. Second of all, keep donating. Third of all, Grand Final is happening on the main stream, and I'm just gonna very quickly, and on this stream, of course, NA bracket returns at 8 p.m. EST. Here is a very quick look at the NA bracket. Overworked and Big Chunga 112 fighting for a spot in the grand finals. Billings and Boomos versus Fried Puppies. What? Fighting for their spot in grands as well. And of course, same thing, single elimination, third place qualifier for the loser of those two semis matches. Gonna be a fun one. Do we have MVP, my beautiful knock on wood? Oh, I put in the chat.
Mini.
Let's go for Mini. We have our MVP. I love keeping Knock on his toes. We have our MVP of the day. We have Mini coming up again. I love how everyone MVP is just Reaper. Love that for us. Mini popping off with the Widowmaker and just really showcasing some beautiful just some really beautiful plays for the DPS character. Otherwise, I think I've announced everything. I think I've announced everything that we needed to announce. Zima, correct?
Yeah. Thank you to Yasu for $10, by the way.
Last donation trolling the producers. Oh, absolutely. That's my job. My job is to make my producers a little keep on 10 toes. Always a step ahead of my producers. But again, very quick recap on the schedule. Please go over to BPL Bad Pachimari League on Twitch, covering the grand finals. Right now, they're 1-1. Casa decided to go over to Samoa for their map 3 up against Orbital Burgbardment. So that's just going to be a really fun one. Please go tune in. Otherwise, any last words before we close out and return for NA later?
Free Palestine? Is that too...
Free Palestine?
Is that too woke? Is that too woke to say?
It's okay. Listen, it's better to be too woke. It's way better to be too woke than anything else. Free Palestine.
True.
Please go donate. Thank you so much to our lovely producers, our lovely observers, everyone that is in that control room. You all made this so much, so enjoyable, so easy to watch, so easy to follow. Thank you so much for everything. We're gonna close out. Go watch Grand Finals for EA or EA. Whoa, for
EA
for EU,
EA
and we'll
Sports.
see you guys. No, boo.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. It's in the game. Wrong. Wait, sorry, Activision Blizzard. My bad. Go check out Grand Finals. Have a good one. We'll see you guys for North America later tonight, 8 o'clock EST. We'll see you guys later.